in which a crocodile is found. It all started one morning in the 3rd month of the year of the soup spoon. At the start of each year, the Gobbos High Priestess would announce the kitchen utensil that, when put down their pants, would bring good luck. Gobbos took this very seriously, although some began to question the practice during the year of the electric can opener. King Rufus the Intolerant, ruler of the Gobbos, was down by the riverbank watching the sunrise. People far and wide had heard of King Rufus the Intolerant and feared him for his name alone. Of course, the Gobbos knew his full name was King Rufus the Lactose Intolerant, and therefore only feared him after a big bowl of cottage cheese. He had just finished breathing a sigh of relief that once again the sun had returned when suddenly a small basket floated ashore. He and a group of his Gobbos subjects huddled around it. Peering inside, they saw a baby crocodile. Naturally, they assumed he must be the early leader in the annual midget crocodile basket race. Not that there had ever been such an event, but you never know about these things, and many of the Gobbos placed bets just to be on the safe side. After a couple of hours, when no other baskets had come by, the Gobbos decided that there was no race, or it had been called off the night before by crocodiles who shared the concern that the sun had gone away for good. Welcome back to Let's Play Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. Time for a fight night with Flibby in his boxing ring. Ring. And so Flibby was born. But wow, that story, that part of the story, it's just really weird. However, secret area time. A lot of the bonus areas are in places that you wouldn't expect to do anything. And this is one of the more challenging ones. You have to deal with a legion of these worms in order to get the lives that they have. Oh, oh boy. Here we go. Okay, yeah. It's hard, it's kind of difficult to deal with them. You know. There we go. But yes, this story at this point, it did it feel just to you or to me that it felt like, rather long? Well, actually, it's because the story kind of goes off on a tangent. And that tangent is under the footnotes that are for the story in the instruction manual. I am not kidding. That the story for that point has 2 footnotes. It's hard to wrap my brain around it simply because of the fact that there's footnotes for this story. Like, they really turned it into some sort of academic paper. But yeah, that bonus area back there, you would not know where it is unless you really were, usually by accident. Okay, I'm good. There we go. It's usually good when you can hit a box and then hit the Dantini and below it. It just makes everything much, much simpler. Now, the Fight Night with Flibby area, from what I've looked into the game, is probably one of the areas that the developers took a lot of time making, because there's a lot of facts to this boss fight. Welcome to Flibby. So, first off, here's the description of Flibby. I'm just gonna make him brief. Flibby is a great fighter. She could have been a contender, yes it's a she, if it hadn't been for her glass stomach. All those nights down at the gym wasted on a ticklish ladybug, which is not really a hint to how to beat her. Tail swipe, she falls down. And then you body slam her. I think, to me, she's probably the one of maybe 3 boss fights that actually have some sort of, have some sort of effort put into them. Like, the Feeble was just run around and, that was kind of it. This one is kind of the same strategy, but you can actually see that there's actually moves that Flibby does. Now, one thing I have to do here is I'm going to prolong out this battle in order to show more things off about Flibby. Apparently in the early stages of the game's production, Flibby did not have boxing gloves. They were added after a member of the focus team stated that the character's movements resembled those of a boxer, which of course they do. And also the background of this level, you can see that it's kind of at night and there's weird things that are not discernible at all. Ow! What the hell? What the... Actually, in these... this is only, I think, prevalent in the PlayStation and I believe also the PC version. In the Sega Saturn version, it's actually a castle level background in the later of the game. I'll put a link to it in the video description. And with that, Flibby's done, and because we collected another 18 Gobbos, we unlock the second secret level, the Twisty Tunnels, as opposed to the Curvy Caverns. Now, here's a question you may ask. I just unlocked this, and I have all of the Gobbos from World 1. This is actually the last level in World 1. Hooray! So, there are 36 Gobbos in each world. Do you need all 36 in order to unlock the second secret level? And the answer is no, you don't. So that's kind of nice, that you only need 18 for each of the secret levels. You don't need 36 for the last one of the world. And we just picked up a gold key, so now we're ready for the extra room in this level. And again, we're off to find another puzzle piece, wherever that may be. There's also these things. I don't know, they just look like something you'd find in your own body that you want out of there. It's like cholesterol or something. Anyway, time for collecting. Collecting time. And one of these guys again. And tiny platforms. Oh, these can be a pain. Now, one thing I hopefully won't show off until much later is, how deaths in this game can be very cheap. And by cheap, I mean that the deaths can pretty much, you can get hit by things like lava and then not get to the platform in time. So we're not going to get that puzzle piece just yet. Let's go inside. Here is the second rising platform elevator thing. Yeah, some of the controls are not very good. Now we have to jump onto this, and it's actually much faster than the previous secret area. The secret level. I always have to correct myself, because all you need to do is just climb up on top. Take a look at that, it's like 5 times faster than the previous one. And then we wait for it to go around and admire the staircase that we just kind of traveled upward. I have to say they did a really good job with how they modeled everything, especially for a game this early in the PlayStation. There's also no fall damage, thank you, so you can't fall from a very high height and then die. That's always a good thing. But yeah, that's it for the secret level. And now we have puzzle piece number 2. Where does this leave us? Well, it leaves us with the Ice World. Or I believe it's known as the Arctic World. Think Arctic. But anyway, that's going to be for next time when we tackle on the first 3 levels of the Arctic World. See you next time, everyone!